Hello, pilots, and welcome back to Flight Academy Season 3. My name is Phil. Today we have Game 1 of Group 2 for you. As always, the format rules are in the description below, but joining me for this game we have...
I am Fraser. Thank you for having me back, Phil.
Hey Fraser,
And
welcome
thank you
back.
for organising this. Well, yeah.
No worries, I absolutely love Flight Academy. It's such good fun to get so many players playing so many games so quickly. We had...
This was exciting.
Yeah, we had 36 games played over 3 nights, and that's between 6 and 10.
Yeah.
So it's hell for leather. It's just go, go, go. But let's have a look, because I think I see your hand there, if I'm not mistaken, on the left-hand side.
That looks like my hand. You'd hope I recognise it.
Yeah, well, we do have you versus Gruff, so let's get straight into those lists before you start a bit of a dust-up. So what are you flying this season?
I am flying the wonderful, my absolute favourite Grand Inquisitor, equipping with the extreme manoeuvres, fire control, and concussion missiles.
Nice and straightforward loadout. Very Grand Inquisitor, I do love it. You've got a tough opponent though. We've got Gruff on the other side, and he's seen your TIE Advance V1, and he's raised you one TIE Advance X1 in the name of your boss Darth Vader with fire control system and
Indeed.
afterburners. So
a classic Vader.
Yeah.
What more do you want? Essentially.
I mean, obviously you're limited to 75 points in the 2.0 build we have here. Again, 2.0 ship builds, 2.5 game map rules, so you couldn't really get much on there. And I'm not going to lie, Vader was in my list of potential ships to fly as well, so it is really nice to see him in there. But it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup, I think, with this. Like, Vader's quite bulky, but you, with the Grand Inquisitor, you have a very nimble ship there. So
You do.
I mean,
You've got the basic Vader, which is what I would call it. I mean,
yeah.
if I could build any Vader on any list, essentially, I would go these two cards. The only card you'd maybe want now above that would be Malice.
Yeah.
But that is purely bonus. I wouldn't say that's entirely necessary. And again, I think my struggle would be is initiative here. I think I'm trying to play I can just do a hard one boost, which is amazing. But yeah, if you don't know where your opponent's going to be, you're essentially guessing. And with one-on-one,
It is very tough.
There's no one else to go for, so you're not going to have that advantage, which you might have in a standard regular game.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we've seen in the previous seasons, actually. The ships that you would almost instantly gravitate towards, your Fenrals, etc., they did well, but they kind of struggled because they're used to having that support. Whereas I think potentially with these two ships, they can probably go it alone. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, Vader's ability to be able to spend the Force to do another action is just incredible. And I do love the inclusion of afterburners on there. I mean,
oh yeah,
potentially Vader could be doing, if he had enough on his bar, he could be doing 4 actions in a turn. He'd have no Force left, but he could, in theory, do 4 actions.
It could be worth it in this kind of format if you're just trying to go for a massive all-out kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going for a pure alpha strike, I mean, it would be... I'm not sure if he could do it against you because the Inquisitor's ability to nullify range 1 shots, but you could potentially have a really powerful range 1 shot with Vader, with a focus, with a target lock. That could be insane. And oh, it looks like this. That's a nice move there from Gruff there.
That is a good move.
I'm not sure if the boost
I
would fit
don't know.
though.
Yeah, potentially could. I don't know how much. My aim is I already want to get out of there.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was even possible looking at it now, or was I trying to anticipate another move, maybe a less aggressive move, in the hope that maybe we'd have another round of, oh, which way are you going to go?
yeah, a little bit more of a dance. I mean, Gruff was very, very aggressive starting up in that top corner. He's covered a lot of board space early to get in there.
Oh yeah,
And he's got that range one shot, but although the overlay doesn't show it, you have spent a force to ignore that range one shot. So that is
yes, I did.
going to be an absolute bonus, and that looks like a focus and 2 hits there. Yeah, focus and 2 hits there from
Yes, it is.
Gruff. So you're going to be using the advanced targeting computer, which I absolutely love on Vader, and that focus to get 2 hits and a crit. That is a
Brilliant.
big
Yeah.
early shot. Let's see what your green dice can do for you. Just the 1 shield. So you know what?
Which is not bad. That's a good start.
I would say that's very reasonable, and you didn't even have to spend the force or a
Yeah.
focus for that either. So that's pretty good.
No. And it's certainly a more ideal outcome than you can get with a massive whiff.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen some
I'm not-
horrendous
yeah.
green dice in the past, so to be able to come away with that
I'm
with
very
just 1.
familiar. I'm wondering if I do have a general issue with defense dice in all games, but we're not going to wish that upon anyone.
No. But one thing I wanted to quickly chat with you about. Obviously, this is your 3rd time doing Flight Academy, and
It is.
each time you've always brought some really cool ships. Obviously, you had Echo in season 1, which I'm not gonna lie, I adored that. It's nice to see the TIE Phantom on the board. You had
Oh yeah, of course, that was great. Yeah,
you had Ricole in season 2, which
I did.
a great ship. Again, another one that I think you need a squadron with him. I think you found that a bit tricky wanting to go fast and still get that evade.
Yeah. There was a lot of trying to play the let's outmaneuver
Yeah,
game, but I think it was so easy just because of what I was flying to, for my flying to be sort of deciphered and guessed.
yeah.
I had a lot of games where I would do that's Talon round here, followed by, I think it was Wes in the T-70 X-Wing that just did a Talon. It was match for match. It was great flying, and unfortunately in that matchup, the T-70 was going to win.
I mean, the T-70s are brutal, but yeah.
Oh yeah. And again here, I'm stuck behind Vader, which is
having
not where I want to be. I want to be out of that arc.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think you
What I will say, yeah, go on.
You struggled where you had that stress token there, and you didn't have an easy way of clearing that. But
No.
Not a great shot there from Gruff. Just the one looks like a focus on there. Does he spend the whole target lock? Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I think a good call.
Yeah. So
it's really easy to get the target lock back with Vader, I think.
I mean, just be able to spend the force to get a lock, it's just fantastic. I mean, that's why Vader is as many points as he actually is. He is
Absolutely.
a very efficient ship. And spending a force and the evade there to take no damage.
Good dodging. Cost me all my force though.
True. I mean, that is.
But then,
that's what it's there for.
But what I will say, it is. But what I will say on this, in the whole evening, actually, I got really good use out of his ability as well. There was quite a few, especially in this game. Actually, I was negating a lot of range 1 shots, removing that range 1 bonus.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a really good ability for this format. I think there are some abilities which we have seen and could potentially see in other ships that, whilst good in general in normal games, in a format like this will really come into their own. Your ability to
Yeah.
turn off that range 1 shot, you're only going to get shot at once, in theory. So you're not going to have to spend multiple force to do that more than once. So that's going to be good. We saw Quinn use Kaden Jarrus with that ability to shut down like the additional dice on attacks amazingly. And there are just a few other abilities that work really well. And I think that the two abilities that both you and Gruff have are very solid abilities. And that bump actually works out in your favour a little bit there, I think.
It's annoying because I'm playing the I don't want to be an ARC game and yet remaining an ARC.
Yeah.
What I think the plan's obviously I'm trying to hard turn thinking I'm going to go straight, whereas actually should have done the opposite, would have been better. But
yeah, it's almost like he's called your bluff every single time so far.
Yeah,
but
the different strategy as well I'm intrigued by in this one. I'm not going to spoil what happened a little bit later in my tactics. This one I started very cagey and I'm playing very cagey, whereas Gruff is being very fast and actually quite aggressive, which is working in his favour, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Especially in this format, you have 20 minutes, which doesn't sound too bad. I mean, that's what? For an old buddy, that's just under a third of a standard game length. But 20 minutes can go by so quickly. Like before you know it, as we see, we're 4.5 minutes left on the game, and it's just like, where is that time gone? It's just it just flies by. And
yeah,
I actually stepped up to the plate this time, as we saw earlier this week, and I actually have played as well. And I tell you what, the mentality of it is you kind of just have to go and do it and get it done, and hope that any slight mistake you make isn't capitalized on. But I do,
which it really can be.
Yeah. What I find interesting as well at the moment, watching this round for you, is the flip side of where you were in season 2, with Ricollet wanting to go fast all the time, and now with the Grand Inquisitor, you're going that more slow pace. So it's very interesting to see that reversal in styles there. Although the Grand Inquisitor can also go incredibly quickly when needed.
It's two ways. You got two things that he's really good at, which is the tight turns, the blue hard one, which essentially you want to be your favourite move, especially going extreme manoeuvres as I am, 180 without being stressed, essentially.
Yeah.
And with the link focus makes it even better. Or you go fast interceptor, play that game.
Yeah, I think the Inquisitor's got a nice dial for that.
Great dial.
I think it's got a better dial than Vader's. Vader's dial struggles a little bit with that because it almost isn't quite sure. And I tell you what, the one thing that I always miss with the X1 is an inbuilt boost. It screams like I miss the fact that you can't really put engine upgrade on it anymore. I miss that because the engine upgrade is what made the X1 so good.
You didn't know what to do with that whenever that came across.
You just
so I get the removal. Yeah, I get the removal. I'd still say it's very quick. It doesn't turn as well. It doesn't turn like the V1. You got the hard one. The X1 you obviously don't.
Yeah.
You do enjoy the hard 3 though on Vader's tie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is a fantastic move.
That is a move it does love.
We're coming up to just over a minute left. Still no half points on either side, so
it's going to come down to one round. I remember thinking that I was just absolutely struggling to get any kind of good shot in. I think I escaped like annihilation in the early the first 2 rounds, but following that, just struggling to get a shot
Yeah.
onto Vader.
I mean, Gruff is kept in a really good position for you. I mean, that's a great little turnaround there for you.
Yeah.
If Vader wasn't moving, which is the problem.
Exactly. Another hard 3. There you go. And you're out of arc.
Yeah. I mean, I always would have loved to have seen a 3 Talon there. Would have been absolutely perfect. But we've got afterburners.
I think the Talon was the only move I was concerned about.
Yeah. I mean, would a barrel roll get him into arc? Yes, it will.
I think it would.
Okay, so Vader has one more shot against you.
Yeah.
Before this is over, he's got a target lock. So it's going to come down to this. Obviously, if he gets half points, he steals the win. If he doesn't, the group stages, it goes to Final Salvo.
Does look like a range 1.
Yeah, and again, another force spend to say no range 1.
Absolutely making good use of it, which I was really happy.
Yeah, it is a brilliant. Again, it's a brilliant ability because you're not going to be wasting your force to use it.
Brutal shot.
Oh,
brutal shot.
That is brutal, and that actually steals it out from under you there.
It does.
And that does mean that Gruff has got that win there. So that is... He's done really well there right at the end to steal that. Just getting that position just nicely. Unfortunate for yourself. I think you did fly that quite solidly there.
That was a tough one. I remember that being one of my toughest, actually.
Well, Vader's always going to be a tough prospect to come up against.
Yeah.
But
totally.
Let's have a quick look and see how the table looks after that. Obviously, we've only had one game of round 1, but that does put Gruff at the top of the table with 1 win. Didn't quite get the kill, so only scores 3 points, but there are still 5 more games for each of you to play, plenty of points to get to see where you end up. But that was Game 1 for Group 2. Very shortly we'll have the other 2 pilots from Group 2 up on the channel so you can know who the full group are. But Fraser, thank you very much for joining me for that round.
Thank you so much.
And guys, like I said, don't forget, stick around. Game 2 is coming very soon, but we will see you next time.